Hello, everyone. We are live.
Hello?
Hello there.
Did I scare you, Sky?
You did. You just joined, and I was like, wait a minute, there's someone there. Because I just pressed the button to go live, too. So we are actually live right now, by the way.
Oh, cool. Hello.
Hello.
I just barely made it. I woke up at like 9:37, which is unbelievably late for me. I was actually the last person awake. If you feeling so great. My voice isn't quite right, but I didn't think I was going to make it. But looks like I just squeaked by. So
You
hello,
did.
and thank you for the invitation.
No problem. Welcome to the live stream. I guess I'll go ahead and do introductions since we're live already. Usually for those who don't know, when we do a live stream, usually we do like, everyone jumps on like 15 minutes beforehand so we can kind of chat and catch up before the live stream starts. But today, I literally pressed the button and then she popped on, so oops. So if you're new to this channel, it's all good. It's all good. If you're new to this channel, I am Sky. I write urban fantasy under the name SD Haggis, and I'm trying to shift my workstation around because the dragon's light is creating a very, very good glare behind me. I have a bearded dragon in the tank behind me. So hopefully soon, someday, I'll actually have my workspace clean enough that I can work at my actual workspace again. But that hasn't happened yet. So, all right, go ahead. I'm done with my introduction.
Am I supposed to introduce myself now?
Yep, your turn.
Okay. Maybe nobody. And I am a freelance writer. I'm currently taking courses to get my SEO certification. I do not really have any published fiction work to show off just yet. The past has been freelance editing and ghostwriting. And but I am working on that. My NaNoWriMo project, which is the reason that I've been joining Sky for these YouTube, is I am working on my outline for my first book, and I had like an epiphany on how to rewrite the outline. And so I've been going through and transitioning, kind of, how do you say that? Putting into effect my idea, because I kind of have to tweak pretty much the whole outline to effectively do this new change. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
I don't have any social media to change because I don't use it very much at all.
Okay. Hi, Claire. Yes, I do have some lens flare going on. I have this angelic glow from the angel on one side and the demon on the other because the heat lamp's still on because this tank was kind of cold when I woke up this morning, so I left it on for a little bit. Let's see. What are we going to do today? We're doing write-ins today because it's Camp NaNoWriMo, and Amy already said that what she was working on, but I'm going to be working on the same project I've been working on, Mage's Sacrifice, which is the second novel in the Shifters and Mages series. And it is an urban fantasy, because that's what I write, mostly. And I am almost done with it. I'm on chapter 19 of 27 that I have planned out. That being said, I've added like 3 chapters, so meh.
Are there 3 chapters you planned to add, or are they 3 chapters you realized you needed content for your story?
They were 3. The second option. They were 3 chapters that were like, oh wait, this fixes a plot hole. Let's do this.
Those are always the most fulfilling ones for me, though. Personally, I don't have a lot of experience with fiction, so when something, I'll recognize an issue and I don't know how to fix it, I'm more than happy to write however much I have to write so that I can fix it.
Okay. So. Yeah. And there's always editing. It can always be cut down, so there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have a camera, Claire, so that's the reason it shows really weird, and then she tries to turn the camera off or and keep the little icon picture up. Claire's saying in the comments, she's like, she was talking about the picture. She's like, it's showing up as kind of a blur. So I was explaining that.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I do have a camera, but I do not really show my face on the internet like at all. So I have a Band-Aid over my camera. I put it up there. Have you guys ever seen? Yeah. Exactly that. Like, I forgot to turn off my camera before I went live, but it's not even an issue because the camera can't see me if it wants to.
Yeah.
But have you guys ever seen that show, Person of Interest? It was on CBS for years.
Yes.
Loved that show.
Yes, it's on Netflix now.
Yeah,
it was
cool. It seems like once every episode for the first like 4 seasons, they talked about how easy it was to hack your camera. And they could turn off a little light so you wouldn't even know. And they could just observe a little bit, you know, depending on what type of bad guy they were. They had their motives for their observations. And I couldn't stand it. And I was like, I'm so self-conscious about pictures and everything. So I just put a Band-Aid over my camera. I know, right? You never know. You just don't know. So I was like, yeah, well, okay. And when I do Skype, you know, and stuff like that. So when I do use it, I just take the Band-Aid off. It's no biggie. And if anybody is thinking that's not a bad idea, I definitely recommend the Band-Aid if you want to keep your camera covered, because the little swatch of cotton in the middle can go right over your camera so that you never have to worry about any adhesive or anything like that actually getting on your camera and disturbing your picture, but you can keep your camera covered at will. So I highly recommend it. Yep.
All right, so we're going to do some sprints, and I guess we'll do the first one at 15 after. Let me go ahead and put that in the comments section. We'll do 15-minute sprints, because today we're going to concentrate on writing and editing.
Okay.
So,
cool. I'm ready. I think.
Can't think.
Do I need to like join the sprint on NaNoWriMo website or something, or can you just?
No, I'm gonna set a timer and say start, go, kind of thing.
Cool. That works.
And I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna mute myself when we actually start writing, because I'm gonna be playing music on my side actually today.
Oh, that's smart.
And my music tastes are all over the place and weird. So rather than subjecting everyone to my music taste, I'm just gonna mute myself.
Can I ask what you do plan to listen to? Because I listen to some funky music too.
I put Pandora on, and then I just put it on shuffle with all my stations, which is everything from Breaking Benjamin station to Uriel to children's Disney to soundtracks of various things.
Oh, that's all the kind of stuff that I listen to too. I was really excited when Breaking Benjamin came back with that new CD.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't think I've heard any. If I've heard any music from their newest CD, I don't know about it. I don't usually pay attention to artists. If I hear a good song, I'm like, oh, I like that song, and I go look it up based on the lyrics I listen to. So, what else I got?
I've got what's that? Shazam on every device that I have. Every time the song comes on, I'm like, what is that? What is that?
Oh God, stop! Of course, the first thing it plays is All American Rejects.
All American Rejects, yeah.
Let's see, my radio station's okay. Right there. There. No, stop! Stop playing. Whatever. I want to edit. Shuffle options. Okay, so the stations I've got clicked on my shuffle options is 2000s pop radio, Uriel radio, 90s country radio, Breaking Benjamin radio, 80s rock radio, country love songs radio, pop rock radio, tattoo radio, 90s alternative radio, country pop radio, and 80s pop radio. I have more stations, but those are the ones that are currently clicked right now.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good mix, though. I mean, personally, that's a little more country than I would add. But, oh, hold on. Sorry, I was checking my stations and my Pandora kicked on.
Of course, we're all having difficulties today with Pandora Radio.
Cooperate, Pandora. I need you to come out of the box, please. I've got, just in the order that I've listened to them recently, Frank Sinatra, Nathan Sykes, Metric, K-pop radio, Paolo Nutini, Elle King, Joss Stone, Elvis Presley, Dave Matthews,
Wow.
Van Morrison, the Allman Brothers, Eric Clapton, Maroon 5, Journey, and it just keeps going from there. Counting Crows, like I listened to everything. I mean, literally, like everything. I just really like music.
Yeah. Like I have more stations, they're not clicked in my shuffle options right now. Like I turned off the kids Disney apparently. I thought it was still clicked, but apparently I turned it off at some point. So,
yeah. I forgot how to turn certain stations out of shuffle. I've really gotten into listening to music in a foreign language lately. I'm trying to learn Korean. And so, you know, K-pop is not the same now that I'm trying to learn Korean, because now I recognize sounds and syllables and words, and I'm like, no! Now I have to find another one that I don't know.
The music's been ruined.
Yeah. Because I really recommend it also for, like, while you're working. Like, I don't know if you like to listen to foreign music that you can't understand, but over time it really grew on me that I can listen to music and entertain that back half of my brain, but I never ever get distracted by lyrics. But you can still hear the voices, and you still feel like you're, you know, having a conversation with music. Oh,
yeah.
I see 10:15 on my clock. Are we ready?
Yeah. Yep, we can go ahead and start. I'm starting the timer now, so go ahead and write, edit, whatever everyone's going to be doing today. Yay!
All right. Woo!
Mute myself too. Hi, Sarah. Sorry, I'm muting myself because I've got music playing in the background during the sprints. So, though I turned it down, so maybe I don't know if anyone can hear it. True story. All right, and that is time.
Woohoo!
Alrighty. So
I did pretty good. I
I kept
am.
distracted.
Yeah. Oh, that happens when you got kids, though, right?
They're not here actually. My husband's on the way to pick them up. They stayed at my sister's place last night after our D&D session. That
Oh.
was fun because the time to pick them up kept changing. So I was distracted by notifications. I hadn't closed Facebook, so it kept beeping at me and I'm talking to me. There we go. Let's see. But I didn't do too bad. I got 307 words. It's not horrible.
I managed to make it through. I am just now getting to the point where I'm writing new stuff. I made my way through all my old notes, transferred everything that was still pending onto new paper, and now I can get rid of all of my old notes and actually start the process of working on the outline, all of my to-dos and plannings and all that. Please excuse the chicken. I've got to run around to the camper. Just snuck in.
That's awesome.
Okay, cool.
Right, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
Claire, 273 is pretty dang good, actually. So, and how's your project going, Claire? Because I've heard that we're supposed to be like not threatening you, but encouraging you through threats. Hi, Amber. Oh. We'll go ahead and start the 10:40. 40? That sound good? I don't know. I don't know if I have 10 minutes worth of stuff to talk about. Just saying. Oh, goodness. I'm at a part where, like, I'm writing. So, one of the things I hate writing about is action sequences, because especially during, like, first drafts, this is the third draft, but still, it's all good. It feels like the first draft because I'm rewriting this scene basically from scratch. It's one of the added chapters, and they're trying to get information from someone, and they're not quite using torture yet, and I'm trying to keep them from having to use torture. But I keep wanting to write torturous things, and I'm like, no, God, no. Damn it.
I have never quite gotten on board with that. You know, you see all of those e-cards, and they always joke, like, you know, you're a writer when, and they say all this funny stuff. I really only connect with, like, maybe a third of those. I've honestly never quite connected with the, like, you know, you're a writer when you create this character, and you love them, and you just can't wait to destroy their world.
No.
And I've never felt like that. And when I've read my fiction writing in the past, like those 6 TV episodes that I wrote, when I wrote them out the first time, I noticed that everything just kind of went along blah. Like there's not a lot of challenge because I'm not into the whole torture your characters thing. And so I've had to work on that because, yeah, personally, I would never naturally get anywhere near torture. And I've been trying to figure out a balance, like how I want to approach it, because in my story, there's magical powers and everything like that. It's fiction, but it's definitely like fantasy, not real world fiction.
Okay.
And so there are a couple characters who have like universe shattering powers, and I'm like, at what point did they just get pissed off and just start tearing shit up? Like, what do I do to get them to that point? Because the fallout after that point will be so much fun to write. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's, and I think about it, I'm trying to think about it like a TV show, because I love TV. TV is my favorite medium. I love a TV show when it gets to like season 6 and 7. And I'm like, yes, please. Like, I love TV. So I'm trying. Oh God, no. I hated that when I read Stephen King's On Writing, you know, he has that little section where he explains that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't, are you sure? Like, maybe Stephen King doesn't know what he's talking about?
He does. Just, he's one of those authors that has no problem killing off characters. And, like, I think about it, and, like, I have no problem killing off characters either, because in the original version, all right, birds, I hear you. Hush. In the original version of Puck's Choice, Puck, my main character, was supposed to die at the end. And, like, I was all set for her to die at the end of the first book. And then she was like, nope, I'm living. You can put me through hell, but I'm still alive.
Those are the kinds that I like. Like, there's a lot of kerfuffle on the internet right now about The Walking Dead and how Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick, the main character, wants to leave the show. And so there's all these negotiations to make Norman Reedus, who plays Gerald Dixon, the new main character. And, you know, all the fan boards and everything like that are discussing, you know, what kind of options do they have for the show going forward, because even though the show has this big cast, Rick is the central character.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you can have that story anymore without the central character. But I'm also a baby about losing characters. I stopped caring what happened on the show when they killed Glenn. I was like, that's it. I'm out. Like, I can't take it anymore.
So many people are like, nope, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yes, seriously. And it depends on the setting, though. Like, I never had that reaction to Game of Thrones. No matter who they've killed on Game of Thrones, I've always been like, oh, you know, who's next? And
there
Robert
are two
Kirkman,
characters. There are three characters on Game of Thrones. If they kill them off before they get near the end of the season, like if they get killed off in the first couple episodes of this last season, I will be done. And that is Tyrion, Arya, and Daenerys, Khaleesi. If those three characters die in the first couple episodes of Game of Thrones, I am done. Just nope. I refuse. I refuse.
I mean, I've gotten really attached to some people. Like, I can't think of her name. Jon Snow's woman, Ygritte, who got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, really attached to her, really bummed out. But I was not nearly as upset as I was when they killed Laurie in The Walking Dead. And I think it's the presentation of the story. I think it has a lot to do with not necessarily expectations, but there is a certain presentation. Let me just make my point. Maybe you'll actually have the words that I don't, since I barely know what I'm talking about. When you have a large cast like that, or you have a situation where you know there's going to be a rotating cast, people will come in, people will leave. There's two kinds. There's the Game of Thrones, where it's cutthroat and you know everybody is out to kill everybody, and what you're looking for is who is the successor, you know, who is next, who will beat this challenge, who will take this mountain. And then there's the Walking Dead kind, where you're trying to see who will survive. You want the outside world to be what's tearing them down, but you want to see them live. You want to see them succeed. And I feel like The Walking Dead is about surviving. And so every time he kills somebody, it kills a piece of my heart. Like, stop killing my people. I couldn't take it anymore when they killed Glenn. My friend and I had been off and on watching it because my schedule had changed, so I couldn't really watch it, and so I had to watch it, you know, back episodes and try to like binge watch them when I could catch up. And my friend was just getting sick of the show, and because she loves it, but she doesn't like the fact that there's so much more focus on zombies now than there was in the beginning. Like, in the beginning, it was about the people, and then every so often there was zombies. Now there's zombies. There for a little while, there was like zombies everywhere, and now there's bad guys everywhere. And I'm like, oh! So I tried to hold on as long as I could, and then they killed Glenn, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
No.
And
I
I
think it
did feel
helps.
better.
I think it also
Huh?
helps. So it's exactly what you were saying. So in Walking Dead, you expect these people to live, and you get really caught up in them, and you're like, yes, they're going to do the thing, and they're going to survive, and then they don't, and it's like, the fuck. And then there's
my heart right in the feels, right in the feels.
yeah, and then there's Game of Thrones where you're like, you come into that show knowing everyone's basically going to die, like you know
they're going to kill each other.
they're going to
And
die. Like
that's
there's
just a different
that's the whole
setting.
point of it.
Yes.
So
So
it's just it's two different ranges, and you're right. There's a different kind of expectation with them, because of that.
So
And
it hurts more, and you get more upset when
does.
The Walking Dead kills off your people than when Game of Thrones kills off your people.
Exactly. Um, and that's part of the reason, like the writing this torture scene is bothering me so much, because like I had to figure out a way to get one of my characters actually completely out of the scene, because she is so, like, she is the kind of person that she cannot even hear that torture is going on. Like, it bothers her that much. So she couldn't even be in the same room. So I had to figure out how to get her out of the room,
Okay.
completely, without her just saying, I can't stand here and watch this. Because she's one of the side characters, but she doesn't. It's not that she puts on a front. It's just that there are some things she can't handle, and this torture scene, she knew, she had an idea of what might happen during it, and she could not be in the same room. So I had to give her a reason to be out of the room without saying, I don't think this is right. I know it needs to happen, but I don't think this is right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was hard to do with her. And then my main character is someone who tortures herself enough that her torturing someone else is probably not something that she would actually be fully. It's another case where she knows it needs to be done because they need the information, but it's not really part of her characterization. It's not something that, if it wasn't life or death, she would actually do, kind of thing.
Okay. Now,
and that's why I'm having trouble with.
43. We missed your 40 deadline. So I guess 45?
I changed it to 45 because of that, because we were still talking about stuff.
Okay, so now, is that character one of those people who will do whatever needs to be done, even when it's unsavory? Or
In the
is
end,
she
is,
very much
where I'm
clawing at a problem, desperately trying to get the upper hand, and so she's okay with doing the torture thing if she has to?
She's okay with doing the torture thing if she has to, but it's like one of the last resorts kind of thing.
Okay.
And that's why I'm trying to keep it less like torture and get the information they need without resorting to actual torture methods, if that makes any sense at all.
Yes, but I don't know how you could actually do that.
I'm struggling with it, but I'm working my way through it. This chapter is going to need lots of edits, and probably some read-throughs by people who have no problem writing torture scenes. Just so they can say, oh, you can do this, and it won't morally corrupt her.
Yeah. I've got a main character, and it's one of the ones that you don't know if they're good or bad. And this character just knows everything. And she knows everything right after it happens. Quite literally. And so like that's her magic power. And so the problem is that she has some limitations as far as like travel goes. So she might know that, somebody just screwed the pooch on this side of the scenario, but she has to get to the people on the other side of the scenario. And I'm making it as hard as I possibly can for her to get from point A to point B. And that's one of my slow reveal things that I've got to focus on, is I've got to figure out just how to make it difficult for these characters to meet, because with this magical power idea, they should be able to just, snap their fingers and they've exchanged all the information. So where do I make it challenging? How do I limit them?
Yeah.
But all right. I see 45.
Yep, let's go ahead and write. I'm setting the timer and go.
Okay.
I'll mute myself. Oot.
If you're muted, that means everybody can hear me. Is anybody bothered by that fan in the background? Do you want me to mute myself too? I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but it's kind of a big one, so it might be annoying.
Alrighty, and that is time.
Oh, you scared me.
Noise all of a sudden.
Okay. I just made a very pleasant discovery. This
Uh-oh.
stack of papers that I had stapled together, and I just have them titled Slow Reveal, and I have the names of the two characters. I thought it was just notes of changes that I wanted to make, but as I was flipping through, it turns out I already made one pass through my rough draft and made little notes about where I could possibly make these changes. So, yeah, that's like a third of my work done already. I totally forgot I had even done that. That's how long it's been since I did this. Oh, man. Okay.
Pleasant surprises, though. That's good.
Yes, it is. It's helpful because I've had this much longer to think about what I want to do, and now I can see what my initial thoughts were, and I can kind of judge which is good and which is bad, I guess.
I guess. That works. It works. I wrote 421 words.
Woo.
So, getting there. It's a little easier now.
And this is that new scene that you hadn't originally planned?
Yeah. So,
the one where you're trying to slow walk your characters to torture.
yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It's working out well for them.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
How did everyone else doing? If anyone else is watching, what have you been up to? What you working on? How much words you get? So good at this. But I'm almost done with this chapter, so I've only got I think I'll be able to finish this chapter with the next sprint. It'll be one of my shorter chapters, and I can go to the next one where I'm not torturing people. So there's that.
So you're in the home stretch now. That's cool.
Yeah.
Adding
Sarah's
new
working
content
on a
is.
tag.
Huh?
Which tag are you doing, Sarah? I need to start doing tag videos. I haven't done but the one, and that was during a live stream. That was the Camp Nano one. I haven't even done like the AuthorTube newbie tag, which seems to be the main staple first tag you should do when you start doing AuthorTube. I'm so good at this. So good. Litha tag. I don't know that one. I'll have to check it out and find it. I don't know that one. There's so many tags out there. It's not even funny. And like some of them are repeats. Like they have different questions, but they have the same name. So it puts me off, and I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know what's going on. Summer solstice tag. Okay.
That sounds
That's
cool.
cool. Might have to look that one up. Definitely have to look that one up. So we'll do you want to do another writing sprint at 5 after? So basically in another minute?
Yeah, we seem to be at a stopping point in a conversation.
Sure, we'll do that. Okay, so let me get.
Oh, I've got 11:05 now.
I don't yet. I don't know why. Huh? Interesting. I'm gonna wait.
Just doesn't say 11:05 yet.
No, it doesn't.
That's weird.
I'm looking at both my computer and my phone, and neither one says 11:05 yet. Interesting. Technology. Let me go check my sundial.
Oh no, my phone says 11:04. Now 11:05.
And they just changed. So we'll go ahead and write now. So I'm setting the timer for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And start now. And time.
I have to finish writing this before I forget it.
I have to do math. Oh, goodness.
So my notes that I was all excited about are not as good as they could have been. But I can tell that this was just my first brain dump on the issue. You know, going back through, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, no, I already changed my mind about that. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So it's not bad. It's good, and it's nice to have it because I forgot that I did it. So that's nice. But oh, excuse me. Oh, but yeah, I still got some work to do.
I wrote 494 words. Each sprint gets a little bit better. I noticed that.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
go a little bit better too, especially when like there was only a 5-minute gap between those two sprints. Like your brain barely has time to switch off of the course it was on before you're back on it.
Mm-hmm. I definitely noticed that with the live stream last week. I think we did 5 sprints. I don't remember. I think it was 5 sprints, but there was only like 5 minutes between, 5-minute break between each of the sprints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 sprints, and there was only 1-minute break, 5-minute break between each sprint. Because I think I was the only one on, and I didn't really have anything to talk about anyway. So I was just like, we're going to start it this time, and we did, and it was fantastic. Because in an hour and a half, I did 5 sprints, or it was less than 2 hours, and each sprint got better because it's like you said, there was less time for me to think about other things between everything.
Yeah. I'm still at a point where my brain is like taste testing all of these ideas. Like, okay, well, if I do that, then I would have to do this and this. And if I do that, then I would have to do these things instead. So my brain is still, I've only got, since I've been sitting here working, doing the sprints, I've only gotten maybe 1 page of actual going towards my goal material.
Okay.
But that's not bad considering I've gone through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've gone through 9 pages of old notes and condensed them down and all that to get me down to my 1 additional page. I think that is really cool on the Camp NaNoWriMo, where they give you the option of what is your goal, and it's different types of things. Remember, like mine is pages. Like I know my outline is going to be so many pages, so I'm shooting for this many pages. And sometimes it's words, sometimes it's time. I think that's really cool that they do that, because I know they don't really do that for NaNoWriMo because the goal is 50,000 words. So I really appreciate that in the camp they give you the option of all of those different types of what am I looking for? What word? My brain is not awake yet.
Mine either. Goals. Different sets of goals.
Yes, thank you. I give you those different ones so you can actually, you know, I really appreciate that. I know what I'm doing is pages. I'm working on pages of something right now, not words. And I can still clearly set that goal on the camp and then clearly work towards it. So I thought that was really cool when I figured that part out.
I do like the fact that camp is a lot easier as far as like you can set different work. You don't have to write 50,000 words. If you only want to write 10,000 words, that's all you have to write and all that fun stuff. So I like that's a lot more flexible. That's the word I'm looking for. Flexible.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another sprint?
11:25.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we could even fit in 2 more before 12. We've got 35 minutes.
Okay. Do you want to start it now, basically, or do you want to
Uh,
wait?
we'll wait until the next minute starts for you.
Okay.
Mine just rolled over to 26. My phone says 25. So I guess just my laptop is a little ahead of the game.
Your laptop's like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I know, right? I
Woot!
appreciate that.
Sarah recorded her video for today. Because
Oh,
Sarah
cool.
uploads her videos on she uploads a new video every Sunday.
Okay.
It's pronounced hey guess. The way I tell people to pronounce it is like switch the Y and the G around, and it's hey and then guess, like guess who's coming to dinner or something like that. That's how I tell people to pronounce it. It's all good if you pronounce it wrong. It's all good. I fit everything under the sun as far as names go. So I guess we'll go ahead and start writing. It just turned 26 on my side.
Okay.
So I'm
I'm
starting
ready
the
if you
timer
are.
now.
Okay.
And go. Why is it not going? Go. There we go.
See you on the other side.
And that is time. Oh, goodness.
Cool. How's your progress?
People are here. Sorry, I just heard the screen door. 442 this time, so a little less than the last one, but still pretty dang good. I'm okay with that.
Cool. Are you still on your same chapter?
I'm still on the same chapter, but I'm finishing it up. I don't have that much more to write on it.
Okay. So if we start our next sprint at 45, we can be done at 12 and wrap up and get off.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Cool beans.
Cool. So got about 3 more minutes before the next sprint. Then, hi kiddo. Here, I don't want this. This is in my way. Thank you.
So I did okay. I finished up with my notes, and when I do my outline, I finished up with my notes, so I'm going back through my outline scenes. My outline I write in a spiral bound notebook, and I write across the top what the scene is. Like, somebody and somebody find each other accidentally in the market. And then I number them. And so now that I'm changing it up, I'm going back through and writing across the top, my little title across the top of each page, and rewriting them so that I can kind of get a guesstimate that way of how the flow will change for the whole course of events once I start adding in that whole mystery dimension where I just don't tell you stuff. So I am 44 scenes. I have 44 scenes in the book so far. And it's broken down into 7 chapters because it takes place over 7 days.
Okay. Wasn't that the reason it was called 777? Was because everything happens over the course of 7 days?
No, it has a lot to do with luck. Luck is one of my main themes that I just keep like pounding it into you, like what luck really means in the big picture. And so I chose 777 for that, but I have gone out of my way to make other things happen with the number 7. Like there are 7, my group is 7 people. It takes place over 7 days. And, I've gone out of my way to put the number 7 in other areas of the book. But,
Gotcha.
What do you want?
But it worked out really well. I don't feel like I had to compromise anything to accomplish that, because my book is really about one altercation that kind of comes out of nowhere. So it only takes a week to get everything resolved, really. Like, it's the first book in the series. It's not a long, slow thing. It's this thing happens and everybody is like, what is going on? And it takes them a week to figure it out.
Gotcha.
So it worked. I didn't have to, like I said, didn't have to change anything or make it short on purpose.
Awesome. Well, it is 11:45, so let's go ahead and do this last sprint.
Okay.
So I'm setting the timer now, and this will be the last 15-minute sprint. So let's go. Alrighty, that is time.
Woo! I just finished too. Pulled my pages out of my notebook and everything.
I finished the chapter like a couple minutes into the sprint, and I was like, do I really want to start a new chapter, or do I want to just be done? So I was like, I'll just be done. And I read through my notes for the rest of the book to see what I still have left to do and whether or not I need to add more chapters, or if I'm done adding chapters, I can just continue going. But yeah.
That's exactly why I did what I did also, because my next step is to actually start reading the old outline and actually looking for specific examples. Or I could just do a rundown of my course of events again, and then I can put that off until the next time I feel like sitting down for a couple of hours.
Yeah. Grace, stop. Go. Go wash your face. I've already told you that twice. Go.
So these write-ins are pretty cool. At first, I was a little nervous that I wouldn't really be that productive because I would be too excited to be on the computer talking to people. But this works. I understand why it's so popular now. This is my first time doing it like this.
I do notice that I get more done when I'm watching a live stream. I think it's so writing is supposed to be a very like lonely thing in a way, but there's a lot when you're all writing at the same time. Even if you're just watching a stream was live hours ago and it's no longer live, there's still that feeling of camaraderie, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for. And it's kind of cool, and I do enjoy it. I notice that when I'm watching sprints and I'm writing at the same time they're writing, I get a lot more done than I think I do on my own.
Yeah, I think it's parallel play, I think is what they call it in kids, where it's actually like, even though you're not playing with each other directly, you are all doing the same thing at the same time, and so you're kind of, I guess in our instance, motivated by that.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool.
That's how I feel. And I only wrote 154 words this time.
That's totally acceptable, though, with that whole end of the chapter thing. Like, that's totally understandable to not want to
break
jump
there,
into that next area.
If I knew I was going to like continue writing today, I probably would have gone into the next chapter. But I'm going to basically, once we end this live stream, I'm done writing for the day. I've done a total of 1,818 words today with the write-ins that we've done today. So I've technically beat my daily word count goal. I finished a chapter. I've only got 8 more chapters to write before this book is finished. And then I get to start editing it. So I'm perfectly good with where I'm at. Yeah. And I've got cleaning to do, because once I get off the stream, I'm going to try to finish organizing the stuff that's behind me. You can't see it because my back is to the wall, but the other day I cleaned most of the kitchen and most of the living room and was like organizing and getting rid of stuff, and I've still got a long ways to go, but it looks a lot better, and I want to get it done.
It is so bizarre to me how housework never stops. Never. Like, I don't understand it, because it seems like in theory you should be able to complete this task and this area is done and it's clean and you shouldn't have to come back to it. But even something as simple as like a bookshelf, you have to come back to it, because through life it gets used, and then through life it gets cluttered and messed up, and you have to come back whether you like it or not. And I don't like it. I'm just sick.
I hate housework. I hate housework. I need to make enough money so that I can hire someone to do housework for me, because I hate housework. I hate it with a passion.
That sounds nice.
Sarah, that's awesome. You did 5 pages and you had a story breakthrough. So that's awesome. I'm loving that. Who's awesome? You're awesome. I'm such a geek. I'm such a nerd geek. Oh, I'm really tired too. I shouldn't be tired, but I am.
I am too. I'm not feeling so hot.
So
Okay, well,
it's been a day.
I can see. Oh,
I say it's nap time. We should
right?
we should end this stream and go have naps. I like that idea.
Yeah, much better than end this stream and go see where the housework is. What do I need to do next?
I know what I need to do next. It's the stuff behind me. That's next. So I have my goals. I don't like them,
I did.
but I have them.
I don't. I have to go grocery shopping at some point today. So
I probably do too. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm scared to.
All right. Well, I guess this.
So I guess we'll end the stream here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't have anything to promote. We'll do another write-in for anyone who wants to join. I do my write-ins on Sunday mornings, 10 Eastern Standard Time, Eastern whatever time it is here, and that would be 9 a.m. Central. Then if you want to do more live streams, Sarah, who's been with us in the comments, she does hers on Friday evenings. I believe they start at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And then Alina has hers on Saturday mornings, 10 Central, not 10 Central, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And Amber, who joined us at the very beginning of this stream, has a live stream. I don't know if she's doing write-ins this month. She usually does a topic, her live stream on Monday evenings. I do not remember what time they are, but she does topics on the journey to publication, and she usually has a main central topic that she talks about during her streams. And they're really interesting, actually. So there's that too. But for anyone looking for live streams, there's a whole bunch. I promise they're out there. So, but I think this is where we'll wrap it up. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, thank you for having me, and I look forward to next time.
Always. It's always fun. All right, so bye everyone.
Bye.